still can't do the Harlem Shake. Hey guys, what's up? It's Angel Savage, and today this is going to be a segment of finding happiness. So this is something that, to be honest with you, I think everyone can relate to, and it's something that we all want. My mom has a saying, which is happiness isn't something that is forever. It's only a momentarily type of thing, and when you have it, you have to really hold it. So I'm gonna give you guys 5 tips on finding happiness. So number 1, you want to create some type of blueprint. And when I say blueprint to happiness, you need to sit down and maybe you need to write down some pros, you need to write down some cons about what you feel happiness is for you in your life. So blueprint, traveling for me, becoming an attorney, getting a scholarship to get into law school, moving out on my own, things like this. This is my blueprint. Or you can call it like a 5-year plan. But you need to have some type of plan to be successful within your happiness. Number 2, by far number 2 has got to be the most important one of all. You must understand that money will not be the only factor in your happiness. Money cannot be the only factor in your happiness, okay? So let me say that again. Money cannot be the only factor in your happiness. Number 3, technology. Number 3, to me, is something that I feel that a lot of millennials struggle with, which is technology. Technology. So the thing about technology is that it can do one of 3 things. And what I wrote down is that it can hurt your self-esteem, cause a disassociation, and ultimately distract you from your blueprint. Which, whatever your blueprint is, you have to decide what your blueprint is going to be. I can't tell you what your blueprint is, but you have to sit down with yourself, whether you're religious or not religious, because I'm not here to shove the Bible down your throat, even though I am a believer. Hey, you have a right to believe in what you want to believe in. Number 4, you have to imagine it. You have to imagine happiness, affirmations, affirming your will to be happy, speaking life into yourself, speaking what's here and making it into a reality. If you're unable to make it into a reality, then you don't even believe in yourself on a higher level. You definitely believe in yourself on a lower concept of self-love, but you have to most certainly will yourself to be able to imagine this. So when you go to sleep at night, imagine, dream about it, and start to think about, how can I make my blueprint come into life, make it into fruition for yourself. Number 5. I struggle with number 5 the hardest. Number 5 says you must be fair to yourself. You must learn to be selfish because you are too selfless. So number 5 is be fair to yourself. Be fair. So number 5 is be fair to yourself, because you, my dear friend, you're too selfless. When you give too much of yourself, what happens is you give so much of your energy to parasites. I call them spiritual parasites. These are people who, for example, if you're in a relationship with someone, you know how sometimes when you're with someone and hypothetically you may have some sort of interaction with them, but then after, they leave and they go home, or they go wherever they go, you feel really drained. Well, that's because this person has just imprinted on you their negativity and taken your will of positivity from you. So you have to learn to be more selfless. You have to stop being that person who says, I'll give someone my last. You have to stop being that person who enables people who are themselves selfish, you know? Being a selfless person is not a bad thing. But when you're too selfless, it is a bad thing. So you have to learn to become very selfish. All right. So you must create, number one, you must create a blueprint. If that means creating your blueprint is creating some type of notes all around your home of positive words and, you know, just so you can visually see your success. There's nothing wrong with that. Creating a vision board for yourself. That is a really good way. And actually being able to see where you're trying to go in life. You know, whatever your blueprint is, whether you want to call it a blueprint, a 5-year plan, a 1-year plan, just understand that everything takes baby steps. When you take one step forward, the universe is going to take 10 big steps forward for you, okay? No matter in what direction you're going, whether that's in a positive way or a negative way. Because from what I understand, the universe has an answer to everything, and that answer is yes. It doesn't matter if it's negative. If you choose to say, hey, in my mind, this is what I want, the universe is your oyster. It's gonna give you exactly what you want. Same thing with God, you know? Oh, he'll give it to you all right, but you gotta be very certain in what you're asking for. All right, number two, you must understand that money will not be the only factor in life. I myself was a person that I always allowed money to rule me, so much to the point to where I would have anxiety about certain situations, about certain things, and just how I dress, how I personally cared for myself. I don't have money to look this way. I don't have money to feel this way. I don't have money to go hang out with my friends. I don't have money to wear the appropriate clothing to fit in with other people. I don't have. You have to also stop saying what you don't have and start realizing what you do have. You want wealth, and you're not seeing that wealth is affluently around you and very abundant within you. And if you think that wealth only comes in one form, one strand, it doesn't. Wealth it has many streams to it, okay, you guys? So what I want to tell you is this. Wealth is having a mother who has a car who takes you to work every day, or having a friend who takes you to work every day. And when you misuse these people, the wealth will start to dissipate. So you have to understand people, you have to be able to maintain these blessings within people. You have to see that when you're not only abundant for yourself and you're abundant for other people, that in return, it's gonna come back to you. Wealth is not just a monetary thing. I used to be the type of person who would try to monetize everything in life. And because I was trying to monetize every situation in life, I wasn't maintaining the wealth within others, the wealth that the universe was giving me. And because of this, I lost a lot of my blessings and what I was, deemed worthy of within the universe, So, one second. So when I meditate a lot, one of the good sayings that I affirm within myself is, I'm not only abundant for myself, but I'm abundant for others. Wealth isn't only in a monetary form. It isn't in a different way as well, in which I have resources around me. And if we open our eyes to see that you don't just need money, then you'll be able to see the many different streams of wealth that you have. In certain countries, people don't even use money. They use a barter system. And it's like, hey, You have this bowl right here. Well, guess what? I need a knife. I need a knife so that I can go into the forest and cut a tree and use this wood to make a meal. And if you allow me to use this bowl right here, I will come back with wood and I'll give you a meal to fulfill your bowl, and your bowl will no longer be empty. So you just have to see how wealth is. I'm sorry that this video is cut up. I had to go delete some things out of my phone to create memory, but yeah. I really hope that it's recording. Sorry, it turned off. When you have these self-esteem issues, what's going to happen to yourself is that you're going to constantly look at what other people have and what you don't have within yourself. And that's why you have to stick to your blueprint. When you're constantly looking at this person has boobs, this person has a big butt. Trust me, I understand. I weigh 120 pounds. I'm nothing like these social media models that we see today. I'm a realistic girl. Well, I think I'm realistic, but some people, women come in all shapes and sizes. Men come in all shapes and sizes. So, self-esteem. Technology will do one of three things to you in as far as negative ways. Now, technology does a lot of good things, but in terms of negativity, what I know is that it's self-harming, it causes disassociation, and last but not least, it is very distracting. You have plans in life, you want to go places in life. Well, guess what? You're waking up and the first thing that you're doing, you're getting on your phone. You can't sleep at night because you're constantly on your phone checking your social media accounts, or you're constantly on your phone doing whatever it is that you're doing. And technology is not just social media, it is also just being on these apps or just being on the internet. So just understand what it is that I'm trying to say. I don't want to preach for too long. Last but not least, and I'm going to come to you guys. I have 21 topics to talk about within self-respect. But number 5, last but not least, I still can't do the Harlem Shake. But last but not least, it is going to be, you must be fair to yourself. You must learn how to be selfish because you were too selfless. So last but not least, you must learn how to become selfish because you're being too selfless. Time and time again, I have gone through some very heartening things in life. And when I see other people in my predicaments, I just want to just stop everything I'm doing and just give myself to them, because it's like, I know what you're going through. I want to help you. I want to give you the wisdom, and I want you not to make the mistakes that I made. Let me help you. Let me give you my car. Let me give you my last dollar. Let me give you the clothes off of my back. Let me give you the food out of my fridge. Let me help you. Let me keep enabling. No. Stop. It's time to be selfish in your life. It's time to start caring for yourself. It's time to do what you see here for yourself. And how are you going to do that? Yeah, it hurts. Yeah, it's going to hurt. It hurts me all the time when I see other women in the predicaments that I've been in, and it's like, it's stupido. You're just stupid. And it's not that they're stupid. It's not their divine timing to come into their discernment. And when it is their timing, it'll be their timing. Let me give you an example. I have a younger sister, and going through the things that I went through being young and a teenager, my sister and I are only 4 years apart. But when my sister was like 15 or 16, I seen her battling some things that I had went through. And I just was like so aggravated, because it was like, why can't you but just as my mother before me would say, hey, I've been there, I've gone through these issues. Why can't you just, And it's just like, you have to let people learn for themselves. As hard as it is, you have to let people learn for themselves, and sometimes they'll learn the hard way. Sometimes it'll cost them. I have learned so many situations the hard way because I'm hard-headed, right? because I wanted to be that person to experience things for myself. And you can't take experiences away from people. If they want to go through what they want to go through and will themselves through this pain, you have to let them, because you don't know what type of testimony that they're supposed to be creating for themselves. You don't know the journey that they're supposed to, go on, and the lessons that they're supposed to learn on the way. So, happiness, once again, it's a momentary thing. It's not forever. And when you have happiness, you gotta hold on to it tight. But you also have to not live in those memories forever, because they'll eat you alive. My name is Angel Savage, and we're talking about happiness. And we're creating a blueprint right here. We're creating this blueprint to find happiness for ourselves, to find happiness within. If you want to take this journey with me, then stay tuned, because I'll be coming back with many, many more steps, tips, and just talking to you guys about things that I've been through. I just want to thank you guys so much for taking the time out to watch this video. It really does mean a lot to me. I apologize about the lighting. If I'm a little sweaty, oh well, at least you know I'm human, and I'm here, and I'm really grateful to the universe. For allowing me technology.